Are you ready? Yes, you have tuned in to the Post Route. Here's your host, W. Earl Kitchings.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Post Route. This is the show where we dive into deep conversations with black quarterbacks, both past and present, young and old. Let me tell you, I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings. This show is proudly brought to you by Quarter Phi Back, the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks and home of the prestigious BIP Memorial Trophy. The BIP Memorial Trophy is the only national award that honors both the top HBCU quarterback and the top black quarterback from high schools across the USA. We are unlike no other organization, and we are proud to be on the cutting edge of doing things very, very special so that the legacies of young men, past and present, continues to live on. We're thrilled to have you here tonight with us. And if you enjoy our content and want to support what we're doing, we only ask that you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell that you never miss an episode. And if you're feeling very generous, you can send us a donation via Zelle or Cash App. Join us live every Monday night at 7 p.m. for more phenomenal conversations here on the Post Route. Well, of course, this week is a very special week because, of course, this is the week that they have the NFL draft. And probably for the third year in a row, you will probably see a black quarterback picked at number one and possibly number two. Those two guys on the minds of a lot of people, Cam Ward of Miami and the phenomenal Shedeur Sanders of Colorado. Both of these young men have had extraordinary college careers, and now it is time for them to move their game to the next level. So this Thursday and Friday, you will get a chance to see who's going to be the number one pick, the number one draft pick in the 2025 NFL draft. And over the years, there have been a lot of black quarterbacks selected, but recently you have seen them go a lot more frequently in the top 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. And this year won't be any different. As we talk about quarterbacks at that level, let me tell you, our guest tonight is a rising freshman quarterback. They call him Mr. Consistency. He's a guy who loves the game of football, very astute student of the game of football. He is checking off all the boxes about how he is going to manifest his career in high school. He's already had an outstanding middle school career. And here at Quarter Phi Back in the Post Route, we have been dipping into the younger talent of quarterbacks here in the United States. And we are excited to bring you another middle school phenom who is on the rise. And we're looking forward to not only having him tonight, but following his career over the next 4 years, because he is definitely planning and preparing to be an outstanding quarterback. You know, we've been getting a lot of love from the guys in Georgia. The quarterbacks in the state of Georgia have been showing us a lot of love from the middle school level to the high school level. Even some of the former quarterbacks who played in the state of Georgia, went on to college and the pros, have been just heaping love on the Post Route and Quarter Phi Back by becoming a part of what we're doing. Tonight is no different. Hailing from Douglas County, Douglasville, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, we are proud to please welcome our guest for tonight from Stewart Middle School, moving on in the upcoming year to Douglas County High, our guest, Mr. Cameron Anderson. Cameron, welcome to the Post Route, my man.
Thanks for having me.
Man, we are excited about having you on the show, and we're excited about your future. Man, how much better can it get for you? You are just coming out of the 8th grade, going to the 9th grade, and man, you already seem to be tracking like one quarterback we saw right before our eyes become a phenomenal 9th grader, and that was the the awe-inspiring Juju Julian Lewis over there in Carrollton.
Yes,
What
sir.
do you expect from Cam Anderson coming in high school? What can we expect, buddy?
You'll expect a lot out of me. Going into high school, I expect to have a phenomenal high school career, and hopefully, you'll be getting at least two state championships out of me.
That's the way I like to hear a guy talk with confidence and belief in himself that he's going to get it done. Well, before we move on to the upcoming ninth grade year, let's go back and talk a little bit about that eighth grade year. Phenomenal year. I understand you were quarterback of the year in eighth grade. Is that
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was at Stewart Middle.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys win the championship this past year?
No, sir. We
You did not.
sadly we came up short in the semifinals, but we
Okay.
had a phenomenal regular season and we had a nice playoff run.
How many games did you guys win this past year?
We won 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7. Okay, so you went 5-2, and then you went to the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you progress through this your eighth grade year, are you starting to see both mentally and physically Cam Anderson developing into a better quarterback?
Yes, sir. I definitely have been seeing some changes in my game, and I just hope to go in to high school with the best shape and the best mindset that they could get out of me.
Well, I believe that as long as you are working hard, Cam, all those things that you aspire to be will come to light. As an eighth grader, you were talking about or giving some of the names of your coaches and trainers. How has this helped you to become a better performer on the field?
All of them have impacted my game ever since I've been playing football, and they helped me along the way. And I hope to keep them in my corner throughout my high school career. Yeah.
Okay, so you got some coaches working on your techniques and your abilities. I heard you mention a couple of trainers. Tell the folks a little bit what the trainers do to help you prepare and become a better quarterback.
So my quarterback coach, Coach Rock for Player Circle, he's been helping me ever since I was 7, and he's been helping me with the mental part of the game, my footwork, the ability to deliver a ball, also helping me read and knowing the game of football. My speed trainer, who is Coach Chris off of B Town, he's just been helping me get working on cuts, rolling out, scrambling, just a lot of things. And my strength coach, Coach Bob, who I just started working with about a month or two ago, he's just been helping me get stronger while I was in the weight room for freshman workouts at DC. I've been going there after, so I'll do 2-a-days, about 5 days a week, and I can see some changes. And I just hit 315 on the squat as a freshman,
Oh, wow.
as an eighth grader. So he's definitely helped me, get stronger throughout this off season.
Okay. Well, kudos to your coaches and your trainers, man, because every aspect of the game, especially the physical training, which helps better prepare your body for hits, shaking guys off, taking a hit, delivering a hit, and watching you just continue to mature from these aspects, man, is all a plus. So kudos to them, and kudos to you for being dedicated to working out. I mean, does it ever get tiring for you? Do you ever just feel like some days I just don't feel like doing it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody feels like that, but for me to get to the best person, the best football player on the field, I know that I have to make those commitments and I have to do what it needs. I have to do what it needs to take for me to start and, just get better.
Okay. Now, being that this was your eighth grade year, let's talk a little bit about your leadership on the field and, off the field. What are some of the things you pride yourself in as far as leadership? What are some of those things?
I pride myself in commanding, not just the offense, but the whole team. I feel like as a quarterback, you should be able to gain respect from your players, your teammates, and your coaches, even the audience, like they see me when I go out there, the pace of the game just changes. Like I know I need to go out there and be a field general and can command and control everything that's happening on the field. And even if things might not be my fault, I know that I have to take responsibility for it, because as I'm the leader, the quarterback, I have to take everything that goes wrong and goes good.
Well, young man, let me just say this to you. I've been around sports a long time. I've seen a lot of guys. Uh, there aren't many at your age who speak and have the comfort level to speak as you do. And that's a big plus, man, because that is so very, very important, being able to communicate. So being that you are a leader on the field, you demand being that leader, you demand everyone's utmost respect. That is a plus, man. And, continue to carry that. Uh, what was the game this past year, man, that you had the most fun playing in? Because I know it had to be at least one game that you just probably lit it up and had so much fun, and the coach had to maybe probably pull you out the game because y'all just was having such a good time. But what was the game you had a good time with this past year?
So my sixth grade and seventh grade year, I was at Chestnut Log Middle School. So
Okay.
my favorite game was probably playing against my old team. I mean, I had a lot of highlights. I got pulled out after halftime. That's how much we was up. I mean, it's always good going up against your own team, win or lose, because the coaches there had helped me too. So I just, want to show them how I improved and how much I've gotten better since I played with them.
Well, I'm sure that's always a good thing, man. And getting pulled out of the game at halftime means that score was kind of one-sided. So that's what that tells me. But again, something like that, man, it keeps you healthy and you don't get hurt off a crazy play that somebody said, why was he even in the game? You up by 20, 30 points. Why was he even in the game? So that was a good thing. One of your biggest disappointing games that you had that even though it was disappointing, you kept your composure and kept your head up. What game might that have been?
It was the game versus Chapel Hill Middle School. The first time we had played them, we didn't put up any points. It was just a sad game. Everything basically, like, everything just went wrong. But I know as a leader, if the team sees me down, everybody else is going to be down. So I felt we had a great game. It's just things just didn't go our way. And, we went back to practice and fixed some things. But I had told the team, you got to keep your head up. It was just one game. It was the first game we had lost the whole season. So
Okay.
I just, we had to go out there and get better.
Well, being able to do that, Cam, is important, because when they look at the leader on the team, when he's down or when he's dejected or when he's given up, everybody else is going to give up. But as long as you keep motivating them, tell them to keep their heads up, because that's a very hard thing to do, man. It's very hard to be positive when somebody kicking your butt and you're like, hey, man, don't worry, we're going to get it back. Okay. But as long as they see you that way, it speaks about who you are and your leadership. So, again, that's a great thing to be able to do. So now that your eighth grade year is over, looking forward to the upcoming year. I got a chance to see Douglas County last year in their first game of the year, man. And I can't remember this quarterback's name, but he's an outstanding quarterback. And then I got a chance to see Julian Lewis as a 10th grader. You say that you knew Julian, or you did some working out with him one time?
Yes, sir. When I was little, I trained with his dad, and sometimes I would go train. He would come to the trainers, and ever since that time, I mean, I've been under Julian's wing for about at least 2 years. So I learned a lot from him and his dad, and watching him play with my brother in Little League, I seen how his game, and at a young age for him, how he just took off. Like, the game, you wouldn't expect that from a quarterback at his age, but it was crazy.
I was telling people, Cam, about Julian Lewis after or just before the end of his 9th grade year. And I had people questioning me about, no, he couldn't be that good or that awesome. I said, hey, man, 4,100 plus yards, 48 touchdowns, and they went to the state championship game, and he lost that. That was his only loss of the season, and he's just a ninth grader. That was just so impressive. I locked in on him, and I locked in on another guy who was out of Fairburn, Prentice Aaron Nolan. I locked in on both of those guys, man, when they were ninth grader and 11th grader. And Prentice Aaron Nolan won our very first award. So I've been locked in on these guys, man, locking in on other guys out of Georgia. And now I get a chance to lock in on you, a couple of other guys that's coming out of middle school, or at least moving on to 8th grade. So, man, we are locked and loaded on you guys out of Georgia. I don't know what's going on in Georgia. I don't know what's going on. But, man, you guys are balling up there, man. Up in that metro Atlanta area, you guys are balling, man. I mean, is it the water up there? I mean, is it the food? I mean, what's going on?
Hey, they do say Georgia produces the best football players, so it might just be a Georgia thing.
I like the way you sound, young man. I like that. I like that. So now you say you've been playing football since what age?
4 years old.
4?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Somebody put a football in your hand at 4 years old, and you've been rolling since then.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been playing quarterback?
For about 9 years. My first year at 4 years old, I was like off and on at different positions, but since I was 5, I locked in on quarterback, and I've been loving the position ever since. So I've been focused, just keep focused on quarterback since I was 5. So yeah, about nine years.
I mean, so Cam, what is it about the quarterback position that just really drew you to it? I mean, what made it be that position you really wanted to aspire to be that player? I mean, what was it?
You know, at a young age, when I first started playing, I see that everybody had their eyes on the quarterback. You know, like I said, he's the commander of the field. So I want to have a spotlight too. And when my coach, you know, he let me sling it a little bit. He saw that I was a great leader. So I started, you know, working out, training, and I seen that I had a passion to just be a gunslinger. So I was like, ever since then, I just love playing quarterback.
Well, now, you know, you saying a gunslinger, man, you know, that's really impressive because I'm just going to share a name with you that you may not have heard of, but I know his top receiver you probably heard of because he is probably the greatest receiver to ever play pro football. And would you know that name? The greatest receiver to ever play pro football.
Probably not.
Okay. Well, when I say the name, you were like, oh, yeah. Jerry Rice.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking about it, but I didn't know if it was, you know, but yeah.
So when Jerry Rice was in college, his football coach was his nickname was Gunslinger. His nickname was Coach Archie Gunslinger Cooley. And the senior year that Jerry Rice and his quarterback Willie Totten, they called Jerry was known as World Rice and Willie Totten was called Satellite. And they used to shred people like you would not believe. So when you said gunslinger, I'm like, man, that's somebody who loves to throw the football. So obviously that's what you love to do and shred defenses. Well, I just wanted to impart that little bit of black quarterback knowledge on you that Willie Totten, who is now the quarterback coach at Southern University down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, he is the second all-time passer amongst black colleges ever because he sits at about maybe 13,000 yards in his career, right behind Steve McNair, who's right at about 14,500 yards. But man, you call yourself a gunslinger, man. You know you got to come out throwing the ball. I mean, you know you probably get off the bus throwing the ball, don't you?
When I warm it up, so.
Well, you know, you make it easy for a lot of folks to want to cheer for you, and you definitely make it difficult for defenses to want to defend you because they know that you are slinging the ball no matter what.
Yes, sir.
We talked a little bit about you are learning the game of football and you becoming a student of the game. let's talk a little bit about your learning of the game and what you do to become a better quarterback from the perspective of reading defenses and learning things of that nature. Talk a little bit about what you do for that.
Um, I went to this quarterback camp, QB Legacy. They gave us a handbook, right? And it
Yep.
basically has defenses, and we would have to draw coverages and show what would be open and what not, and how to identify which coverage that is. So ever since that camp, I've just been going back to that book before every game. I would look
Hmm.
through it, and basically like I just try to put it in my head to the point where I can read it off the back of my hand. Like
Okay.
I just gotta if I just keep learning, being consistent with it, it's just gonna come easy to me.
Well, the more you practice and the more you work, the more you do things, man, the easier it becomes. That's why some things look so easy to some guys because they've done it repetitiously for a long time. In reading coverages, what would you say has been one of the challenges for you to read coverages when you're playing?
Especially in this part of football, I would say how some defensive coordinators show their defenses how to like disguise as one coverage, and then right when I snap the ball, they'll go to another one. So that's probably been kind of tricky because sometimes like me and my coach had a connection my 8th grade year. We had a good connection where he trusted me to understand what to do on the field. Because on the sideline and based off of the field, I see things differently than how he can see it. So
Mm-hmm.
based off of coverages of what I see, I would signal to him, and basically we just had that connection to know what play to call based off of how the defense would play it. But middle schools in our county, it was kind of easy because most people they're either going to play a cover two, a man, or a cover three. But most of the time we see most of the time it's really man. But playing travel ball, 7-on-7 and stuff, these guys are more, advanced. So it's easier and harder at the same time to know how to read a coverage, which one they're in, and how to basically check off of a route that you thought was going to be open
Yeah.
before I snapped the ball.
So is it easier for you to read the coverages from a shotgun, or is it easier for you to read the coverages under the center?
I say shotgun because, like I said before, it's easier to see the whole field, how defenses are playing it. Most of the time, we're under center. If it's not like a 3-step drop and throw it down the field, you're not going to have a lot of concepts because sometimes you might not have a lot of time. So that's why I say it's easier in shotgun because I know where I'm gonna go right now.
Okay. Do you find yourself locking in on your favorite receiver when you're playing? Sometimes you just, as soon as you step back, you already locked in on the guy as opposed to scanning the field to find out who might be open. Do you have a problem with that?
I don't really have a favorite receiver. Me personally, I feel like when I know it's a man coverage, I look at leverage and I see how based off of I watch other people's games, so I know how this player plays in this certain predicament. So I know if I have a receiver running a hitch and go on one side and he's by himself, and the safety on his side is coming over to the middle of the field playing like a cover three, I look at my matchups. So if I know that he's going to be open, I know to hold the safety, and I know he's going to be there. So I look off and I just throw the ball because I know my receivers. I like my receivers better than any DBs.
How do you hold those guys in place, Cam? What do you do to hold them in place, man?
I take my drop steps. Usually defenses teach safeties to watch the quarterback's eyes. So I take my drop steps, and while I'm taking my drop steps, I'll look at the safety and how I can move the safety anywhere I go. And I've seen that multiple times. So if I look this way, I see a safety's going to shoot over there. So I know I'm going to have something coming right behind it. So I just basically I use eye candy, I just miss I just miss the safeties. I just play with them.
Okay.
They're not
Okay.
they're not gonna know what to do when defenses hate seeing me coming. Like I know how to pick apart each section of a defense, especially the safety part, because I know, especially with my receivers, we go deep. So
Okay. Okay.
defenses, they're going to try to play back. That's why we always have check down routes and all these other things. So I know it's important to make sure his safety is not where I'll need them not to be.
Well, that's very impressive because man, that is definitely what you need to do. Um, in talking about reading these defenses, uh, and because you've spoken about how you can read the defenses, uh, I know it's probably not done as much in middle school, but I'm going to just take a guess. Do you or have you been uh, preparing yourself by watching film of some guys or some teams, or is that something you've gotten pretty good at doing, or is that something you're working on?
Yes, sir. My brother was at Douglas County High School, so I always had a connection with the coaches there too. So
Okay.
every game, if I'm not in the stands, I'll be right on the sideline watching every game, playing, seeing how different DBs, how our quarterback works the defense and stuff. So I feel like I watch film pretty well to make sure I know everything and what I need to know of going into high school.
So does that also include how much football you might watch on TV to also get a different perspective?
Yes, sir. Especially on the higher level of like college and NFL.
Okay. So when you're watching these guys, let's just say in college, what are you looking for in particular when you're watching a college quarterback?
I'm watching how he handles a game. Like if how he keeps his composure throughout different plays, throughout basically the whole game. So I'm seeing like if I see what he sees, I know that I'm doing the right thing.
Okay.
Because say for instance, you're in a cover two, but the safety, you have a weak side safety and he's not getting to that corner. If you run a smash concept, like I know where I'm gonna go because we know that corner is playing flat. So that corner for my receiver is going to be right there. But if he doesn't go to it and he checks down to another route, but he had it open, that's how I know, okay, I would do something different in that situation.
Well, you mentioned you and your coach had a great relationship, man. So did he just give you full control of audible when you needed to based on what you were seeing so that everything could kind of work out for you?
Throughout the season, new to the school, and also I did this in 8U play with Coach B Jack. We're still close to today. So at this one game, he actually just like he let me control the whole entire game, and we ended up winning by a lot. So I feel like when I know and the connection with my coaches and my teammates, especially my O line, you definitely have to have a very close relationship with the O line. I feel like um, I'm definitely good at controlling a game, and I've done it before if I need to.
Well, let's talk about your offensive lineman, man. How do you keep those guys motivated and doing their job at a high level? What do you say to them, or how do you keep them going? Because sometimes things break down, but they are your protectors.
Yes, sir. Um, Throughout every like before, while the defense is on the field, say for instance fourth down and they're getting ready to punt, I'll gather my O line and I'll just give them I'll just motivate them to just push hard every single play, even when you're tired.
Looks like we're having a little technical difficulties there. Yeah, you kind of froze up just then, Cam. But you said you talk to him and try to motivate him.
Yes, sir. And I treat my O line. You can ask all of them that I play with when they do something good. I'll give them. Sure, they like food. They like to eat. So
Okay, so you feed them, and they're happy with that. But that's a good thing. I'm glad you know that little aspect about dealing with your offensive line because they are definitely those guys that protect you. Well, look, Cam, we're going to take a quick time out, man, and then we're going to come back and chop it up a little bit more, talk a little bit more with Cam Anderson, this rising freshman phenom up there in Douglas County, Douglasville, Georgia. Stay with us. This
yes,
is the Post Route. I'm your host, Earl Kitchings, and we just love having you with us. Once again, if you like what we do here at the Post Route, please subscribe to the channel, send us a like, send us a contribution, a donation. It does not matter. We'll take whatever you want to send us. You can send it to us Go to our website at Quarterfied Back to get our address or our email address so you can know where to send it. We take Zelle and Cash App, but we want you to feel a part of what we're doing. Now, as we're doing that, we want to remind you that we always are in the process of merchandising our brand. So here we have the Quarterfied Back logo T-shirt, a sublimation T-shirt, beautiful shirt. It's got our colors of kind of a burnt orange and black with a little cream in there. The shirts come in all sizes from small to 4X, a little bit extra for the larger sizes, but it's only $40. I guarantee you, if you get this shirt, people will stop and ask you, what is that shirt all about? It's the Quarterfied Back sublimation logo T-shirt that you can get by ordering it here with us. If that's not what you want, let me tell you what you can get. If you're a golfer, hey, how about this? Get you the golf shirt. $55 for our golf shirt in black with our colors of orange and cream. This is the same quality of product, and it comes in the same sizes, only $55. And again, I've worn these shirts out, and people ask me, what is a Quarterfied Back? So go to our website, check it out. We are working to make sure that you can purchase these. If you want to just send us an email and tell us what you want to order, let us know. The sublimation shirts take about 2 to 3 weeks because they're custom made to fit you. And then if you really want to get really classy, you can order our Quarterfied Back warm-up, pricing starting at $89. This heavy-duty warm-up is a very fine quality warm-up, polyester and nylon blend, very heavy in quality. You'll love it. It's trimmed in orange and black. It's got the logo on the pant leg and on the left pocket of the warm-up jacket. So those are 3 items. And if you just want to be basic, let me tell you what you can do. Just be basic and just order the Quarterfied Back official logo T-shirt. Soft cotton, got the logo on the front in the multicolors, only $25 for that shirt. Again, you can go online and contact us via our email address and let us know what you want, and we'll get it out to you as quickly as possible. Those are the things we have for merchandise. And then, as always, if you have not gotten a copy of my book, The Forgotten QBs, the little-known history, information, and statistics about Black quarterbacks in the American college football game, please go out onto our website, click on the icon for book, and you can get the information for ordering the book from that place. $35 for the book, and I guarantee you, you'll love it. If your library does not have this book in or on the shelves, it is missing something very important, something very historical. So there you have it, our merchandise. And of course, finally, if you just want to be a part of what we're doing, you can join us by sending in your membership. Lifetime membership is $44 to be a lifetime member of Quarterfied Back. And for just being a supporter, it's only $4.40. And then we have started our newest media project. Every Sunday at 1 o'clock, join me as I do some historical information on my show, The Forgotten Quarterbacks Podcast. All you got to do is type in The Forgotten Quarterbacks for podcasting, or go to Buzzsprout. It's we're based on Buzzsprout, but every Sunday I'm bringing you historical information about Black quarterbacks, past and present. Currently, we are talking about quarterbacks from the Canadian Football League. All this and more right here at Quarterfied Back. We're going to get back to our guest now, the phenomenal Mr. Cameron Anderson from Douglas County High. Hey, buddy, welcome back to the show. Let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Who is your favorite quarterback, and what is your favorite team, professionally and in college?
My favorite quarterback, professional. I'll do college first.
Okay.
No. My favorite college quarterback will probably be Shedeur Sanders.
Okay.
I really like his game, and I know everybody can agree on that. But me personally, the thing that I like about Shedeur, which translates to me too, is he has swag. You know, as a quarterback, I feel like you're supposed to have the best swag on the field. And his ability to back up everything that he has done, he probably had the best season for a college quarterback, you know, this past season. So I really like him. My favorite quarterback professionally would probably be it's between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. I say Josh because his game, like how he has basically proved everybody wrong from having one bad season to coming back out and just showing out. He had an amazing season. And Patrick Mahomes because he's just doing things that you would rarely see in a quarterback. Like he's brought, shovel passes, behind the back passes. He's just like it's just magic watching him play. And I feel like it's very fun to watch Patrick play.
So have you been practicing some of that sidearm technique, Cam?
Yes, sir. Every time I warm up with my trainer, we always work on throwing the ball at different angles. So like over the top, sidearm, just in case, like if I'm in a situation how Patrick Mahomes had failed, you got to get down there and still deliver the ball. So I work all angles on throwing the ball, and I feel like that's a big part in the game too.
Well, there's nothing more important than learning all aspects of the game, both from the physical side and from the mental side. So, like I said earlier, I definitely see you're maturing and being that quarterback that you aren't going to be that guy that is going to be a headache to the coach. You're a very coachable guy. I can see that, and very knowledgeable. And of course, being the other pair of eyes on the field that see it a little differently than he may see it, or even the coach up in the box, because they may see some things, but then again, you see things a little differently from on the field. You told me that you wear the number 11. Tell everybody why you wear number 11, Cam.
I wear number 11 because the coach who coached me, 10U, Coach Q, he had a very huge impact on my game. So he wore 11 at Alcorn. He went to Alcorn.
Okay.
Wait, North Carolina Central. North Carolina.
Central.
Yeah, North
Okay.
Carolina Central. Coach Q.
Okay.
So I've been wearing his number ever since.
Okay. Well, I want you to know that the fact that you wear the number of a coach who played at North Carolina Central, you guys stand on the shoulders of somebody else. North Carolina Central, just a couple of years ago, had an outstanding quarterback, man, by the name of Davius Richard. He could spin the ball. Prior to him, probably their best quarterback they ever had at North Carolina Central was a guy that was named Earl Air Harvey. And he had the Air moniker before Michael Jordan came out. Even though they're both from North Carolina, he was Air Harvey before there was maybe an Air Jordan, maybe. But he was a phenomenal quarterback. So knowing your quarterbacks, man, is another part of the learning process, because as you learn about these guys, each one of them can teach you from a big thing to a little thing. I mean, even from maybe where you wear your wristbands on your arm. I don't know when I was coming up, man, guys used to wear long socks. They don't do that so much nowadays, but
Yeah.
that was the style back then. So that's great. Cam, talk a little bit. You talked about your coaches, and you let us know that your academics in school are important. I believe you carry a 3.9 GPA right now.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite subject?
I like all subjects, but if I had to choose, my favorite would probably be science.
Science?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And why do you select science?
I mean, it's just a lot of interesting things you can get from science. Like without science, you wouldn't know anything like about the world, solids, everything basically comes from science.
Okay. Now, you're saying that very, very humbly, but I want folks to know that you really have aspirations on becoming a veterinarian.
Yes, sir.
So, just go ahead and let folks know you like science because you want to be a veterinarian, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you passionate about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Um, I haven't been looking into it how I should be, because of football, but it's always good to have a backup plan just in case football might not work out. And I know that I have a pet. Like, I love animals a lot,
Okay.
having a pet like my whole life. So I feel like if football doesn't work out for me, that's probably I want to have my own animal hospital.
So, what kind of pets do you have at the house now?
The only pets I've ever had was dogs. I
Was
love dogs.
dogs?
Yes, sir.
But you say you like all animals, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because when you say that covers a lot of different kinds of animals,
Yes, sir.
and I know there's just some animals I'm not touching. I don't like them. So, but yeah, but me and dogs, yeah, I get along with dogs. I don't really particularly like cats, man. Cats too temperamental for me. But
Yeah.
but you as that veterinarian, are you aware of any colleges that offer veterinarian degrees?
Yes, sir. And actually, I visited one also, Tuskegee.
Okay.
Heard they have the best veterinary school and scholarships for people to come out of. So that's mainly what I've been focusing on. If like I said, football doesn't work out, I would love to go to Tuskegee and be. I feel like it's something over there.
Well, they do have one of the best, if not the best, in the country. There are a couple other schools. The other one I'm familiar with right now is the University of Florida, but there are several, I'm sure, throughout the country. So it's just a matter of when you're ready to embark on that veterinarian career, then I'm sure you're going to pick the right college for you. But if you continue to carry 3.9, man, and love science, they're going to come for you. You're not going to have to look for them. They're going to be banging on your door and ringing your phone up and wondering if you want to come to their school to be a veterinarian. So that's what got you into liking animals like this, man.
I don't know. I mean, it's just something I grew up on. I grew up around animals, and like most of my family, they always have pets or whatever. So I just I feel like me also having a dog just made me love animals. Like, I see
Okay.
how compassionate you can be with like any animals. Like, if you really could have an animal at a very young age and train it, I wouldn't say wild animals because they're made for wildlife. But like
Mhm.
dogs, I just feel like animals are one of the key things in this world that I really, look forward to studying on and doing a lot of things with them.
Well, I'm sure you'll make a fine veterinarian, man, and the world will be better for it because of a guy like yourself. So, you haven't really zeroed in on any particular college for your degree work, but what about a college that you would really like to play for if you could go to any football program in America, where would you choose to go?
It's a lot. It's a
I
lot.
know it's a lot. I want you to give us your top three. How about that? Your top three.
Three, Georgia, because I like home.
Okay.
Georgia, um, Ohio State,
Ohio State. Okay.
and uh USC.
USC.
Yes, sir.
USC out in California now, because it's two of them.
Yeah, USC in California.
Okay, okay, USC in California. Okay, well, those are not bad choices, and those programs have had outstanding success with quarterbacks who look like you and I. But let me share this with you, man. You might not believe it, but Auburn University has had probably about 15 black quarterbacks since 1980.
15.
Yeah, and they have had a lot of them have been very impressive, and probably I would say of that 15, probably 5 of them have gone on to play in the NFL.
Yes, sir. I know
So,
one particular who really got me into playing football.
oh no, don't say that guy's name. Don't tell me that name. I know who you're gonna say, and it's just because you got his name, he got your name. Don't tell me. Tell me who it is.
Cam Newton, man.
Okay, Cam. Man, that guy was a phenomenal quarterback in college. I mean, at 6'6", ooh, man, he could spin it, and he had agility to run the ball. Now, let me just ask you this, Kim. You got good speed?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
been right now. I'll say I have been like I really. That's what I've been focusing on throughout every offseason was just getting faster because I know I can beat out any quarterback in the mental game and the ability to throw the ball. But some people, might have the ability to run faster. So I know that if I want to play on the next level, that's what I really have to key in on. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I understand that you are pretty much being groomed as a drop back passer, stand tall in the pocket and deliver the ball. Also, seeing that you play for a lot of different teams around the metro area, 13U, 14U. What has that been like to play at those different levels against all kinds of talent for you?
It's been fun. Like some of the teams I played with, we traveled nationals,
Okay.
and like the 707 team I'm in right now, the 707 team I'm on right now, we've been playing everybody, and I just like going up against different competition. That's one thing. Like when you're in a county and you just strictly play county, you're going up against the same people, and
Right.
what to expect. So I really enjoy playing on teams outside of the county because I know I can play against different competition.
So, Cam, as you've done this, do you observe quarterbacks from the opposite team just to see what you might could pick up from them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm sure with you being on a travel team like this and getting exposure and being able to play against different talent, it only makes you better. Um, as you continue to do this now, as you get ready for the upcoming season, have you already kind of gotten in with the coaches over at Douglas County High?
Yes, sir. Last
Okay.
summer, I was playing summer ball with them as a rising eighth grader.
Okay.
I've been in their system for at least a year, and I'm just glad to be really a part. Just to go to the school and be really a part of the program at Douglas County.
Well, I was truly impressed with the coaching staff and the way they played uh, this past year. I know they had one or two games that didn't go their way. I know they played Carrollton, which, hey, man, when you play Juju Lewis, man, you up against it already, you
Yes,
know.
sir.
But I can see where after and I can't think of his name right now, but the current quarterback that they have, he's a senior. You'll be a ninth grader. So, and hopefully, you will be on the varsity team and not just on the JV team. Is that one of your goals this year to be on the varsity and not on the JV?
Yes, sir. As a rising freshman, it's always good to play JV, but I want to be second man varsity. I know I'm not going to start over a senior who has a lot of D1 offers, because he's older. It's just an age thing. But I want to. My goal coming up in this season is to start on JV and be second string for varsity.
Well, I think if you go into fall camp with that mindset, but you continue to work out over the offseason to get better. You just continue to get better. I mean, your talent. I mean, Cam, talent is talent, man. I mean, if you're good, you're good. You know,
Yes.
and I like the fact that you said quarterbacks should have some swag. There's a difference between having swag and being, as they say, a guy who likes to brag. And I don't see you being that guy. But swag is just another way of saying confidence.
Yes, sir.
And I see so much confidence in you, man. Golly. I'm looking so excited. I'm so excited to just wait for this upcoming season to come to see how you'll get opportunities to play. And I'm sure if you make the varsity in certain games, you will get a chance to play. Um, let's just say let me just ask you this question too.
Yes, sir.
If there was any, if there was any football player in all of football you could ever meet, who would that one player be?
The one player I would want to meet is Doug Williams.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Why Doug Williams?
You know, he achieved basically what all quarterbacks want to achieve. He was the first black quarterback to start and win a Super Bowl. So I just want to see how that was for him and, you know, get some advice on how to basically be in that, be in a big game as a black quarterback in that time and to just prove and show basically what we can do.
Well, man, you have said a lot because I mean, you went way back, man. I mean, Doug Williams played college football 50 years ago. I mean, but for you to call out a Doug Williams and say you would love to meet him, let me tell you, I'm not gonna say we're gonna make that happen, man, but I'm gonna put out some feelers and see if I can make that happen for you.
Thank you.
Because I do know one or two people. Another guy who was the predecessor to Doug at Grambling, his name is James Harris. He and Doug started the Black College Football Hall of Fame. And then
Yes, sir.
one of my teammates from college is in the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to just ask, it may just be a phone call for Doug but I'm going to see if I can make that happen for you, man, because you said a mouthful there, man. You said Doug Williams. I mean, and let me just give you some more history, my man, because I want you to be armed. If you're gonna be a gunslinger, you need to know about these guys.
Yes,
So
sir.
Doug Williams was drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes, sir.
But before because a lot of people think Doug was the first black quarterback at Tampa Bay, and he really wasn't. There was another black quarterback who got to Tampa Bay before Doug got there, and his name was Parnell Dickinson, and he played at Mississippi Valley State. So you had two black quarterbacks play for Tampa Bay a year apart. But when we talk about guys like a Doug Williams, we talk about a guy like a James Harris. They played for one of the greatest college football coaches of all time, in Eddie Robinson. And he made it a point to groom Doug Williams and James Harris into being drop back quarterbacks because he said that was going to only be the only way they were going to be able to really have an opportunity to have successful careers because they had to be in that drop back mode. So, hey man, yeah, I'm going to put some feelers out, man. I would love for an opportunity to happen where you can meet him either face to face and or just meet him on the phone because I think that would really do a lot for your just your whole mental thing, man. To meet a hero like that, man. I've never met Doug, and I would be probably like you, man. Like, oh wow, this is Doug Williams. So I'm gonna see if we can make that happen, man. I'm gonna see if we can make that happen.
Yes, sir.
So, anything else you want to say to anybody, man? Any shout outs you want to give to anybody else? I know your mom is there. I know we are, and I want to say thank you, Miss Anderson, for making this happen tonight. Let me ask you this: how did you find out about Quarterfight Back, Cam? How did you find us? How did you know about us?
Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, well, thank you. Instagram works. Well, we're so appreciative that you found us, man, and you contacted us. And again, I want to thank you and your mom for making this happen because this has definitely been something that we've been looking forward to. And like I said, we've had a couple of middle school guys come on, and you are probably the third or the fourth guy. But out of the four, you're the third one from the Metro Atlanta area, man. So we got a lot to talk about you guys in future years because you're all coming up about the same time. So we got a guy in Southwest Georgia. His name is Caleb McClendon. We got a guy in Marietta. His name is Jason O'Neill. We got you. So we got our eyes focused on you guys, man, and we're going to be tracking you guys over the next 4 or 5 years to just, see how you guys are doing and make sure you guys are doing all the right things and getting all the help and necessary things, mentoring and things that can keep you going in a positive direction. So again, thank you so very much. Well, we get to the point of the show, man, that this is my second favorite part of the show after we get you guys on and have our conversation, because this is the part where we make you a part of our brotherhood. We are Quarterfight Back. We are the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks, And tonight, Cam, we would like to welcome you to the fraternity of Quarter-Five Back as a new member, a new brother in the brotherhood of Black quarterbacks, man. Welcome to Quarter-Five Back, man. Thank you so very much for being a part of who we are.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So what we do is we will email you your letter of congratulations and acceptance, and we will also mail you your lifetime membership certificate, meaning that you will forever and always be a member of Quarter-Five Back. You are a part of a brotherhood of quarterbacks from middle school, high school, college, and the professional level. And there's a guy out in Douglas County. He's a commissioner. He's a commissioner in Douglas County. If you get a chance, I want you to either look him up or, let him know that you are there. His name is Commissioner Ricky Dobbs.
I already know him.
You already know him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the next time you talk to him, if you talk to him, you just say, "What's up, frat?" Because you are now his brother in this brotherhood of quarterbacks called Quarter-Five Back, man. We are honored. He is a fine gentleman, excellent quarterback. He played at Navy, one of the best quarterbacks, not black quarterbacks, but one of the best quarterbacks that ever played for the Naval Academy, man. And then I don't know if you know his cousin, but his cousin is Joshua Dobbs, who plays in the NFL. So,
I heard of him.
You heard of him? Just a
Yes,
little reason, but they all from right there in your community, man. So
Yes,
you're part of some great quarterbacks coming out of your community, and now you are part of our fraternity, man. And this is something great. So we're looking forward to keeping up with you, man. And as we continue to grow this, we're going to be making sure that we get some of our merchandise to you to make sure you wear it proudly, to let everybody know when they ask you, "What's a Quarter-Five Back?" You could tell them it's a fraternity of black quarterbacks.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Again, thanks to your mom. I know she's sitting right there. Miss Anderson, thank you so very much. You got a fine son, fine young man, and looking forward to seeing what else he's going to do. I'm sure you're very, very proud of him, as is his father. So continue to do the good work and raising him up the correct way, and keep pouring everything you can into him to make him the fine young man that he is. Cam, anything else you want to say to us before we get off of here, man?
Thank you for having me.
All right. We thank you, buddy. And we'll be in touch and continue to do some good work, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's been Cam Anderson, Mr. Consistency, as they call him up there in Douglas County, on his way to Douglas County High to do some phenomenal things up there in Douglasville, Georgia. And we are proud to welcome him as a new brother in the brotherhood of black quarterbacks, a.k.a. Quarter-Five Back. Well, that's about my time for this evening. We are always happy to have you as our viewers and our followers and supporters tuning into another edition of the Post Route. Again, we welcome you to continue to follow us, subscribe to the channel, send us a message, click on the bell so you can follow us. If you are so feeling kind, send us a donation to help us out at what we're doing here at Quarter-Five Back. Quarter5back.com is where you can find out all the information that you need to find out about us. So again, until the next time, as we always say here at Quarter-Five Back, go deep and go for the bomb. See you next Monday night, everybody. Take care.